Welcome to the first of the UEFA Champions League group stage games. We're now underway. Well played, that got them out of trouble. Rahimi. Now there's a chance to counter. It just squeezed past the upright.
And that was more than a decent attempt. Perhaps it deserved better too. Well, that should set them on their way and get into a nice rhythm. The early signs are very encouraging now.
Luis Adriano. And now there's a platform for a counter-attack. A goal for Porto. So fiercely was that hit, it nearly removed the net from its rigging.
Is it just me, or did he make that look very, very easy? That was terrific skill and composure from him. He finished with such aplomb.
They've gone ahead so early in the game. It's Luis Adriano. He's going on his own. Can he now find a finish? And it's a really well-taken goal. It's a two-goal lead now.
I think he just thought about trying his luck from further out there, but why bother when you can worm your way through a defence like that? It's terrific play to get through and score.
Now it's 2-0.
Yeah, we've seen it before that 1-0 can be a fragile scoreline, but now that they have that extra cushion, 2 should be enough.
Quaresma. Drives it! Just past the left post.
Oh, it was almost a beautifully placed shot. He's so unlucky not to see that go in.
Bernard. Luis Adriano. Bernard. A really impressive run through. Rahimi. Quaresma. Going forward. Quaresma! And it's off the post. And he crosses it. Here's a shot. Oh, yet another goal. They lead by 3, and that may just about be that. Given the time and space he had, he was never likely to miss.
Yeah, I've got great admiration for the finish, but I've even more admiration for the pass that set it up. It was delicious.
So it's 3-0 now. Chance to counter-attack here. An important interception, things were starting to look dangerous. Rekitski. Wellington Nev. Dentinho. The half-time whistle goes. So 3 goals separate the sides. I wonder what the final score's going to be. Porto get the second half going. That tested him.
There wasn't much on for him, so it was worth a shot. It was worth a try from there.
And he wasn't far off.
Well, he's certainly a player I'd be more than happy to watch. Tactically, he's almost impossible to stop.
Casemiro. On his head. Another goal. They're clearly in no mood just to sit on their lead. People will admire the header, but really, it's the cross that deserves the praise.
Well, as contact goes, that was tremendous, and it helped him to direct it exactly where he wanted into that net. I think when it comes to the aerial department, this fella is definitely no slouch.
Surely they're well and truly out of sight now. Never mind the distance, he's had a go. A regulation save for the keeper.
Well, he caught that one right on the meat. Cracking effort.
He wasn't far from finding the net again.
Well, there's no doubt that the whole team revolves around him now. He leads by example, and he's become the main pivot. Cracking player.
He'll do well to retain the ball. He's bursting forward. He's run into trouble. It's Jackson Martinez. Wellington now. Fernando. Dentinho. He goes alone. A shot. Another one. A resounding drive. I can't imagine he's hit many better than that.
Well, the technique generates the power in that situation, and once power is assured, any goalkeeper's up against it.
They have this game in their hands now. A stern challenge coming in. Casemiro. A chance for Porto. Looking to exploit the space. Full-time whistle within sight. Douglas Costa. Wellington now. Here's Luis Adriano. What can Shakhtar Donetsk do here? Casemiro. Moving forwards. He's trying something special. Not the most difficult of saves in the end. Dentinho. What can Shakhtar Donetsk do here? So that's it. It's all over. Well, with this performance, they've blown away any doubts surrounding how ready they really were coming into this game.
Well, some matches you just don't want to end, and that was one of them for me. You couldn't predict what was going to happen next. It was a great game.
So, here we go then. Porto against Athletic Club. I'm John Champion, and providing match analysis throughout the game, Jim Beglin.
Hi John, hi everyone. I'm really looking forward to this match.
Chance, cuts it out. That's going to go a long way. Oh, he wasn't taking any chances there. Brahimi. Somehow they emerge unscathed. Ibai Gomez. Good tackle. It was deemed both clean and fair. Iturraspe. Benyat. Trying to keep it in the face of strong opposition pressure. The ball played into space nicely. A goal for Porto. And that's the opener for this game. That would have to go down as one of the sweetest strikes I think I've ever seen.
Well, the technique generates the power in that situation, and once power is assured, any goalkeeper's up against it.
They get us underway at 1-0.
Well, that lifts some of the pressure, but they need to maintain their work rate. It's been very good up to now.
Here's Adurith. Got the timing all wrong, and the referee left with an easy decision. A terrific stop.
Oh, that was a real wasted chance from the spot.
Quaresma. It's Jackson Martinez. That's probably caused a few sighs.
What an effort that was. He's done very well from that distance.
Mikel Rico. Susaeta. He goes alone. Intercepts the pass. Mikel Rico. Benyat. Going forward. Oh, it's come through. He so nearly exploited that mistake. He was close to adding to his tally there.
Yeah, he's definitely a player who looks like he can make something happen every time he's on the ball. He's just full of belief and energy.
Adurith. Real pressure from the opposition there. Now just waiting for the half-time whistle. Maybe a chance before that whistle, though. Through the middle it goes. The danger was there. He dealt with it well. Shoots. Carved away. Plenty of options. Who's he looking to pick out? Ibai Gomez is there to clear. There's the whistle, and it's half-time.
Well, you obviously have to give credit to the front men for the half-time lead, but I think the midfield can really pat themselves on the back too. They work tirelessly for me.
Tight old game this, 1-0 the scoreline. We kick off for the next 45 minutes. Well intercepted, saw the danger and got to it. Ibai Gomez. Incisive pass that. Jackson Martinez bursting forward.
To be fair, that was tough for the keeper to handle.
Jackson Martinez, opportunity for a goal. They were so nearly punished for their mistake. You'd really expect a player of his quality to score there.
Well, there's no doubt that the whole team revolves around him now. He leads by example, and he's become the main pivot. Cracking player.
Porto still not utilising their bench. Now a chance for a cross. Oh, great tackle! Had to get it right. He made a decent run towards the box, but he was thwarted in the end.
Well, I think it was a little difficult for him to pick exactly the right option there. There were so many in the box. I don't think we should be totally surprised that he actually went for the shot in the end.
Mikel Rico. Susayeta. He's on a real charge. Rahimi. Jackson Martinez. And he's pretty grateful to get that clear. Here's Adrian. Surely he's in. Quaresma. That should have been 2-0.
Well, he's definitely kept the side in the game then. That's really good positioning. They could have doubled their lead there.
Throw in. There's plenty of activity down by the touchline. Looks like we're going to get a substitution.
I think they need to be more direct now and just start getting the ball forward.
Victory is tantalisingly close. They're just waiting for the whistle to come. Through into space it goes. Jackson Martinez. He's onside here. It's all over. The referee's had enough. This could be put down as a victory for a set of defenders who all kept their focus for the full 90 minutes.
Look, it's a very fine win, but for me, the defence has been terrific in holding on to that lead.
I'm John Champion, and today's co-commentator is Jim Beglin.
Well, what a wonderful setting we've got for this game, John. The atmosphere is absolutely fantastic.
Off we go then. Here's a shot. Off target.
Well, he caught that one right on the meat. Cracking effort. Well, that should set them on their way and get into a nice rhythm. The early signs are very encouraging now.
Fabiano. No, the defence alert and picked out the danger. It's all about earning the right to play in these early stages of a match. Oliver Torres. Now there's a platform for a counter-attack. Maybe now. That one has just about been dealt with. Casemiro. Vitek. Either side able to find the net at the moment. Vitek is bearing down on goal. Vitek.
Well, once the keeper lost control of that, it could have gone either way, but it was a good reaction from the defender.
Moving forwards. Good defending there, not much margin for error. Still waiting for that first goal. An important interception, things were starting to look dangerous. Coming towards the last few minutes of this first half. And that's a foul. The referee has a huge call to make here, and he's sent him off. Porto must play the rest of this game a man short. They are showing some concern for the man who's still down. On his own, and suddenly the defence is on the back foot. The whistle goes, and it's the end of the first half. It's 0-0, so nothing to separate them. The second half kicks off then. A robust challenge, to say the least. Absolutely no need for that. A silly challenge. It's a penalty. He buries it to give his side a precious lead. He made no mistake from the spot.
Well, that's the way to take a penalty. Stand up, pick your spot, and blast it home.
Well, the goal has come, but it's not exactly to script. Oliver Torres. Quaresma! That is great goalkeeping. He's looking to find his front men. We're into the last half hour of the game. Vitek. Now there's a chance to counter. Vitek. He makes his way towards the penalty area. Porto yet to make a substitution here. Good ball right down the middle. Play surges forward. Puts it away. And how important might that be for Porto? In a straight duel like that, there was only going to be one winner.
Well, although the keeper looked an imposing figure then, he remained totally unfazed and took the chance with great ease.
They kick off with parity restored.
Oh, this is real tit-for-tat stuff. It's difficult to see which one has the drive and determination to come out on top now.
He's won that physical contest, and with it the ball. Made a decent run towards the box, but he was thwarted in the end. Well played, that got them out of trouble. Vitek, and here he comes. Maicon gives away a free kick. A yellow card, no cause for argument there. And that's the first yellow card the referee has shown. Jose Angel. Porto bringing it forward with just moments remaining. Oh, brilliant save! The clock counting down. He was well positioned, good defending there. Martins Indy. There'll be 4 minutes added on for stoppages. Vitek. Vitek, off he goes. He's done really well to block that. So that's it. It's all over. A draw played out here. No one could come up with the all-important strike. It was their finishing that let them down in the end.
Well, some matches you just don't want to end, and that was one of them for me. You couldn't predict what was going to happen next. It was a great game.
I'm John Champion, and here alongside me in the commentary box is Jim Beglin.
Hi John, it's brilliant to be here with this fantastic atmosphere. I think we're in for a treat.
So we're off then. He takes aim and hits it.
Well, for me, he had a very decent crack at it, but it has to be said that the odds on those from distance were never really that good, and you'd always favour the keeper in that instance. Oh, this has been such a positive approach from them in the early part of this game. Everybody is programmed to get forward, and despite a couple of failed attempts, they are the better side.
Jackson Martinez. Neither side able to find the net at the moment. Rahimi. And he tries from long distance. Looking to play on the break. He's on his way. Porto have got possession back. Oliver Torres knocks it forward. If anyone has only just joined us, you'll be glad to know that you haven't missed any goals here. He's run into trouble. Vitek. It's Jackson Martinez.
Yeah, the defence had him exactly where they wanted him there. Didn't even give him the space or the room to turn. And I think if they can keep him facing the other way, then his threat becomes a much lesser issue.
Vitek. He's going on. Vitek. There's the end to the first 45. Goalless then at this stage. So the second half gets underway. Hits it. He scores! It's the ideal start to the second half. They get us underway at 1-0.
Well, whatever the manager said in that dressing room at half-time, it's worth the treat.
Hits the ball. It's a fine save. They get it clear. Trying to keep it in the face of strong opposition pressure. He makes his way towards the penalty area. That would have been some goal.
That's such a great run he made there. He got away from two defenders as well. That's wonderful play.
Oh, good challenge, and he's got it back. Oliver Torres, who a few moments ago made his mark on this game. A fine reaction save. Porto, not as yet making any changes. No way through there. Porto scoring early in the second half to give them a 1-0 lead. Foul, a fairly easy decision for the referee, and that will see him go into the referee's notebook. And that's the first yellow card the referee has shown. And the through ball is intercepted. Time is against them, they need to get this ball forward. The clock counting down. Just a few more moments and this will all be over. Here it is. Good strike, but straight at the keeper.
Well, it turned out to be a decent save, although I'm not sure how much the keeper knew about it, even if he was well positioned.
That's it, the match is over. By the narrowest of margins, they have come through this test. And that owed a lot to the defence, who were absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, they got the win despite being made to scrap, and scrap quite hard for it, so full credit to them for coming through such a stern test.
The team mustn't let up now. Just the 3 points today, and they're in the knockout stages. And we're now underway. Can he now find a finish? That's going to go a long way. Jackson Martinez, he's delivered all right.
Well, if that was their intention pre-match, let me tell you, it's worked out very nicely. I think for the skipper to chip in with a goal too is a bonus, but this game has already taken on a real attacking edge, and long may that continue.
That really tested the strength of the net.
Well, the technique generates the power in that situation, and once power is assured, any goalkeeper's up against it.
Porto are the first to strike.
You know, sometimes it just comes down to who wants it more. Who's got the passion? Who's got the pride? I think we've just had the answer to that.
They've scored in the opening 10 minutes of the game to make it 1-0. Oh, it's in!
Well, we're all back to square one, but I hope this game opens up from here. It looks as if it could happen. Luis Adriano showed real composure then. I mean, how often do you see a player do everything right until he gets into the box, only to completely kind of fluff the finish? Not him.
The game restarts with the scores level again.
Oh, look, I love watching games like this when both teams are given everything they've got to try and win it. This is all the makings of a cracker.
Alex Teixeira.
I think it was a little difficult for him to pick exactly the right option there. There were so many in the box. I don't think we should be totally surprised that he actually went for the shot in the end.
Shoots. That was really close.
Well, if he hopes to do better than that, he's got to work on his technique and his timing. The contact wasn't right there, so there wasn't much chance of success.
Bernard. Strikes it. That was a good dribble and a good chance.
I thought he did very well to make the most of the space down the middle. It's good, intelligent play.
Jose Angel. Oh, and he's blasted it.
Well, for me, he had a very decent crack at it, but it has to be said that the odds on those from distance were never really that good, and you'd always favour the keeper in that instance.
Rakitsky, unwilling to be out-muscled. The whistle goes, and it's the end of the first half. The sides locked level at 1 goal each. Away we go again. Rahimi. Going forward. Possibility here. Oh, that was a fine solo effort.
But he knew he needed a better angle to get a shot away, and I suppose at least he showed the best option. It just didn't come off.
Bernard. Trying to keep hold of it, but it's hardly easy. Oliver Torres has got it back. Here's a shot.
Jackson Martinez really has the confidence and skill to be able to hold the ball up like that until support arrives a little sooner. And just maybe there he overdid it slightly and should have released it because the support was arriving quickly.
This goes for a throw-in. And we'll get the shot away here. Porto still not utilising their bench. Schöner. Dentinho. Some dangerous moments, but he was there to intervene. Alex Teixeira. Oh, lovely feet.
If he gets the delivery right here, they'll have every chance.
Driven in. He really should have put that away.
You get the feeling that whoever scores the next goal here will be the winners of this tie. They can't afford to waste chances like that, though.
The idea was there, the execution wasn't. A robust challenge, to say the least.
Well, with the team's level now, possession is everything for him. He can't keep giving it away.
On his own. Adrian.
Well, this is when your experienced players should come to the fore. They've got to help them keep it better than this.
This may well be their last surge forward, and they'll need to make sure it's a telling one.
At this stage of the game, they need to get into a more attacking position.
An important interception, things were starting to look dangerous. That's it, after much consultation with his stopwatch, the referee has blown for time. They could only manage a draw here, but they won't mind that. This result enough for them to go on to the next round. The players, the manager, the fans, absolutely delighted. And here we have Athletic Club against Porto. John Champion here, and this, the voice of Jim Beglin.
Hi John, it's brilliant to be here with this fantastic atmosphere. I think we're in for a treat.
He shoots there. What a chance that was. They may live to regret that. Susayeta. Adrian has got it back. Making good progress down the left, but frankly devoid of options. He's going on his own. Jackson Martinez. And he concedes a free kick.
He's got two options here. He either goes for goal or he opts for the little dink into the penalty box.
He went for power there. Iturraspe. No goals as yet from either team. Trying to keep it in the face of strong opposition pressure. Surely a goal. They have it again. That was certainly struck well enough. Moving forwards. Opportunity for a goal. Muniain. On his own. The score not really a fair reflection of what's been quite an open game. Mikel Rico. Susayeta. Now a chance for a cross. It's a possibility here for a shot. And he's got quite a shot on him.
Oh, he's done ever so well there. That's a wonderful, wonderful save.
Heads it, off target, and that's putting it mildly. Martins Indy. And that's not getting through. Here's Adurith. He's on his way. Can he now find a finish? The referee blows his whistle to draw the first half to a close. Another side conceding a goal then. It is 0-0. He goes alone. Maybe now. The upright in the way. A marvellous goal.
Oh, the skipper has made such an important difference to put them in the lead again, but they can't afford to retreat and defend for the rest of this second half. To do that would invite trouble.
Well, what can you say about that goal?
Look, I don't want to take anything away from the finish because he ghosted his way into position, but where was the communication in that defence? Who was taking charge? Nobody.
So we start again at 1-0.
Well, whatever the manager said in that dressing room at half-time, it's worth the treat.
He wants to get a cross in from here. Shoots here. Going forward. Is off target.
Look, they haven't had that many shooting opportunities against this defence, but along with some patience now, they need to find a bit more invention and craft.
Porto scoring early in the second half to give them a 1-0 lead. Porto, not as yet, and he's been fouled. No surprise, it's a yellow card. A robust challenge. Mikel Rico. Here's Adrian. Iturraspe. De Marcos. Here's Muniain. Looking for width. A robust challenge, to say the least. He's tackled in the box. Has to be a penalty. Porto need to hope for a minor miracle now. It's all down to their goalkeeper to save the day.
Look, they've only got themselves to blame for having to resort to that.
He makes no mistake in drawing them level. It was never in doubt.
And it only took a little drop of the shoulder to send the keeper completely the wrong way. Didn't he take it well?
They kick off with parity restored.
Well, the big question now is whether they can keep the energy levels up and try and grab a winner.
De Marcos. Muniain. Shoots. He's done very well there. That's a shame.
Well, he knew he needed a better angle to get a shot away, and I suppose at least he showed the best option. It just didn't come off.
Takes a shot. Cleared away to safety. So there it is, and that concludes today's contest. It ends in a draw here, and other than the lack of a winning goal, the match itself, a terrific one for the neutrals. Plenty of passion and of excitement.
Well, some matches you just don't want to end, and that was one of them for me. You couldn't predict what was going to happen next. It was a great game.
It is knockout football from here on in.
Yes, there's no doubt that players from both sides will be going all out for the win at this stage. They simply have to.
So, away we go. A much-needed intervention that was too. Jackson Martinez, he's on his way. That was a super ball in, but no success.
Oh, he can't be happy missing that after being put clean through. That's about as good a chance as you can get.
Quaresma. It's Jackson Martinez, and a shot here. Jackson Martinez with a stern challenge. Oh, it's come through. A goal for Porto. That is a really smart piece of work. So we resume at 1-0.
Yeah, they may have got the lead, but that next goal now is absolutely crucial to the complexion of this one.
There's a possibility here for a shot. Rahimi, who a few moments ago made his mark on this game. Cleared away to safety. Here's Quaresma. Quaresma! The upright in the way. Moved away in a fairly no-nonsense fashion. Well beaten to the ball there. Whistle goes to signal the midway point of this game.
I think it's been a very impressive defensive effort. They've never been broken down and contained the opposition attack extremely well.
It's 0-0 at this point, and we're hoping for better things. Koke. Rahimi. Good interception, just what they needed. And that ball picked up by the keeper. Sizable chunk of this match completed, but still it remains 0-0. Still 0-0. It's frustrating, but very much up for grabs. Porto yet to make a substitution here. Strikes it. They were so nearly punished for their mistake. Guilherme Siqueira. No, the defence alert and picked out the danger. On his own, he gets his shot away. He's unlucky not to score there.
Well, when it becomes that speculative, I think it requires something from the very top drawer, and he had to think a little bit more about that. In the end, he's just opted for raw power.
Guilherme Siqueira. Griezmann. Guilherme Siqueira. Gabi. Arda Turan. Koke. Arda Turan. Guilherme Siqueira.
Well, maybe they're settling for what they have because they're not going to score from there.
Juan Fran. Mario Suarez. Gabi. The clock counting down. Koke. Here is Mandzukic. The referee brings the game to a close. Porto have got themselves what looks a valuable draw. You could say they've got the hard part done, but that might be a dangerous attitude.
I think some of the players are going to be a bit sore after that. There was so much passion and commitment out there. I can't remember anyone shirking a tackle.
The teams then, Porto against Atletico Madrid. I'm John Champion, and covering this game alongside me, someone who certainly knows a thing or two about playing at the top level, it's Jim Beglin.
Yeah, thanks, John. What a brilliant atmosphere we've got in this stadium today. I mean, both sets of players must be really looking forward to this, as we are.
So, here we go then. He'll shoot here. He carved out a pretty presentable chance.
That's such a great run he made there. He got away from two defenders as well. That's wonderful play.
Ansaldi. Mario Suarez. Godin. And now it's been played forward. Ansaldi. It's Arda Turan. Arda Turan. Can he now find a finish? Jackson Martinez going forward. Possibility here. That was a carbon copy of an earlier miss.
Well, I wonder if their profligacy will rebound on them somehow. You know, they're very much on the up here, and yet they can't convert a string of very decent opportunities.
Here is Mandzukic. Both sides fiercely contesting the ball. It's Koke. No change in that score, 0-0 it remains. Cherchi. Arda Turan. Here is Mandzukic. Off he goes. Shoots. Atletico Madrid have scored. With that, they've edged ahead overall. That would have to go down as one of the sweetest strikes I think I've ever seen.
Well, the technique generates the power in that situation, and once power is assured, any goalkeeper's up against it.
Porto now trail by 1, which also puts them behind on aggregate. The defence able to get it away. This goes for a throw-in. And they can have another go. Not this time. Long way off that.
Oh, his instinct was brilliant, but not the finish.
Moving forwards. It's a little surprising that they managed to get away with that. Things could so easily have been far worse. Koke was fouled, and he gets his free kick. Oh, it's a straight red! Porto will now be forced to play the rest of the match with just 10 men. Players gathering around to see how he is. Mandzukic, not on this occasion.
Yeah, without the control to begin with, he wouldn't have been able to get the pop at goal, but it was very nice technique for starters.
The whistle goes to signify half-time.
Well, it hasn't exactly got the plan so far, but there's no need to panic. There's still plenty of time to get back into this. As always, an early goal would help swing things back in their favour.
Here is Mandzukic. In he goes, and that's a good tackle. Not the best of challenges, it's a foul. Juanfran, Gabi, Koke. He so nearly exploited that mistake.
Well, I think you can only praise that sort of alertness and the way he almost knew what was going to happen, and he got there really early. That was top stuff for me.
Koke. It's Mandzukic. Mario Suarez. Koke. On his own. Break is on. And he's still going. Bursting forward. They've scored. And they've come back in style.
I think he just thought about trying his luck from further out there, but why bother when you can worm your way through a defence like that? It's terrific play to get through and score.
Mandzukic. Martins Indy gives away a free kick.
Well, I wasn't expecting him to try his luck from so far out, but that was close. I mean, it kept the keeper on his toes.
The challenge, robust but fair. It's Jackson Martinez. No, he's not getting through this time. Koke. He's caught him there. through the middle. He's bursting forward. A goal for Porto. And with that strike, they put themselves ahead on aggregate. That was a teasing finish.
Well, although the keeper looked an imposing figure then, he remained totally unfazed and took the chance with great ease.
Porto have now overturned their first leg deficit.
Believe me, they'll really be feeling the pressure now because of those away goals.
Danilo with the challenge, and he's given away a foul. That was always likely to be the outcome. Yellow card. That challenge has caused tempers to flare, and the referee needs to take some action here. He has to calm things down. He goes alone. Some dangerous moments, but he was there to intervene. The clock counting down. Porto only have to run down the clock now. They've done it! It's a comfortable lead now, 2 goals.
Wonderful stuff, and it was all about quick thinking and even quicker feet, but you have to ask questions as to how he got through.
Surely now this match is over as a contest. He was well positioned, good defending there. There it is, the final whistle. I don't think even the players can believe it. They've swept through the last 8 and have booked their semi-final place. Arguably the biggest match in European club football this season. At least for now, it's the UEFA Champions League semi-final. Off we go then. And a shot here.
And that wasn't exactly a routine save. He still had an awful lot to do to keep that out. Superb. Well, that should set them on their way and get into a nice rhythm. The early signs are very encouraging now.
Oliver Torres. An important interception, things were starting to look dangerous. The ball's with Ibrahimovic. Well intercepted, saw the danger and got to it. Lucas Moura. Paris Saint-Germain with a big chance and a big miss. Jackson Martinez. Just over the bar.
Oh, it was almost a beautifully placed shot. He's so unlucky not to see that go in.
He was well positioned, good defending there. He's on his way. That's going to go a long way.
Well, that was a really awkward one for the goalkeeper to deal with.
It's Lucas Moura. No change in that score, 0-0 it remains. Cavani. Here's Ibrahimovic. Goal now would certainly liven things up. Pastore plays it long. Can he find a finish? Can he now find a finish? That could have been really special.
It almost looked like the perfect marriage, the way the long pass was delivered so exactly into the runner's path, and it's a shame it led to nothing.
He's going on his own. A decent hit, not quite good enough though, and that's it for the first half. Neither side conceding a goal then. It is 0-0. Paris Saint-Germain get the second half going. Matuidi. Brahimi. On his own. He surges forward. He decides to shoot. And he makes absolutely no mistake. And the game finally comes to life in the second half. Find some words to do justice to that goal.
Look, I don't want to take anything away from the finish because he ghosted his way into position, but where was the communication in that defence? Who was taking charge? Nobody.
So we start again at 1-0.
Oh, half-time has been a blessing for this team. You know, what a great start to the second half.
They've scored early in this second period to make it 1-0. Ibrahimovic bursting forward. Tremendous from Ibrahimovic. And how important could that be for Paris Saint-Germain? A great finish in a one-on-one situation.
Well, when you go one-on-one with the keeper, you can't afford any indecision, and that was decisive and clinical.
They kick off with parity restored.
Yeah, we thought that this one would be close between two strong sides like this, and I think that just goes to prove it.
Trouble looming, but he's able to cut it out. It's Cavani. Here's Lucas Moura. Ibrahimovic, a fine reaction save. Keeper's got a strong hand on the ball. Here's a shot. Paris Saint-Germain with a big chance and a big miss. Adrian. Here is Cavani. He's bursting forward.
Well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too much. I think he's got to be a little quicker in his distribution then and get others into the match.
And we've got a goal!
Well, we're sitting here wondering who, if anyone, was going to be able to step up and find a way to goal with the clock running down, and the skipper obliges. It should cement victory in what has been a pretty unpredictable affair.
That was a teasing finish.
I just thought he was alert and direct. There was no messing about. He was too quick for the keeper, and that's a fine finish.
They have their lead now, but can they hold out for these last few minutes? Looking to receive the ball, break could be on. The clock counting down. There it is, the final whistle. Porto can now look forward to the second leg after what was a good win, whilst their opponents have to think long and hard about how they're going to approach the second leg.
Look, that's what supporters love to see. Tremendous will and spirit, crunching tackles and a real desire to attack. Nobody could feel let down by that.
So, the UEFA Champions League semi-final. Some of these players have never experienced a bigger game than this. So, we're off then. David Luiz. Matuidi. It's Cavani. Ibrahimovic. Matuidi, Cavani, can he get there? Looking for width. Got the timing all wrong, and the referee left with an easy decision. Oh, he's hit the post. Thiago Silva. Porto still without any attempts on target. He gets his shot away. That was a good dribble and a good chance.
Well, he knew he needed a better angle to get a shot away, and I suppose at least he showed the best option. It just didn't come off.
Ibrahimovic again showed his potency in the air. Jackson Martinez. He's on his way. He's having a crack. Away to safety. Michael with a sliding tackle. In he goes, and that's a good tackle. A chance for Porto. It's played through. Play surges forward. A goal for Porto. And there's the first goal of the game.
Well, none of us were exactly sure how that was going to end up then, but I'm delighted to see such a happy ending after such a splendid dribbling run. I mean, he really did fool that defence into wondering what he was going to do next.
They get us underway at 1-0.
Look, we know they're in control now, but they can't let their concentration drop, not one bit.
It went out of play. It's Cavani. Porto scoring on the stroke of half-time to give them a 1-0 lead. Lucas Moura. He's done very well there. That's a shame.
Oh, that's just lovely skill. He's certainly a player who can single-handedly make a difference. Great talent.
An important interception. Things were starting to look dangerous. And that brings to an end the first 45 minutes of this semi-final.
Well, this team has found a real rhythm to their game. The players seem to have clicked well. There's good movement off the ball. The passes are sticking. No one's afraid to have a go.
Tight old game this. 1-0 the scoreline. Jackson Martinez. And he makes absolutely no mistake. It's a 2-goal lead now.
Sirigu maybe was unsighted by his own defence there. Just look at the way the ball sneaked through that defensive line, and I don't think he could pick it up until it was way too late.
They now enjoy a 3-goal lead. Cavani. He makes his way towards the penalty area. Goal! What a start to the second half this is. Given the time and space he had, he was never likely to miss.
It's rarely a problem when that much time is afforded in the penalty box. Nobody sensed where the danger was lurking, and the finish was made a lot easier for Lucas Moura.
Is there a fight back on the cards? He's caught there, it'll be a foul. He's been sent off, a second yellow. Porto must play the rest of this game a man short. Well, it would appear he's in considerable discomfort, and there's obvious concern on the faces of his teammates. The keeper's got it. Porto yet to make a substitution here. Hits it. He scores.
Look, there just wasn't much of a gap to begin with, and to find it, I think it was a fine drive, and I don't think the keeper could have really planned for that. I think he's a bit unlucky in that instance.
They get us underway, now 3 goals behind. It's Ibrahimovic. Good tackle. It was deemed both clean and fair. Quaresma. He's going it alone. Onside. Can he now find a finish? Another goal. They lead by 3, and that may just about be that.
I think he just thought about trying his luck from further out there, but why bother when you can worm your way through a defence like that? It's terrific play to get through and score.
Matuidi. Goodbye. Full-time whistle within sight. Here is Cavani. Cavani, it's in! They have pulled one back.
Fabiano perhaps deserves a little bit of sympathy here, because that's a goalkeeper's nightmare. It's clear that the keeper was unsighted by his defence, and by the time he picked up the flight of that, it was too late.
We're underway again, and they show no signs at all of throwing in the towel. Now the through ball is intercepted. Matuidi. The referee brings the game to a close, and they go marching on into the final. They get their chance, and it's a well-earned one for a shot at true cup glory.
Well, how enjoyable was that? I love it when you get two teams giving it everything they've got.
Anticipation, passion, excitement and expectation. It's all here in what is the final chapter of the UEFA Champions League. And the stadium comes to life as we hear the strains of the UEFA Champions League anthem. A very special year for this club. Under the guidance of one of the most charismatic coaches in the game, they won the UEFA Champions League. A very proud moment for them. So, this is it. Chamberlain. Takes a shot, and they can have another go. They are off to a flyer. The ideal start provided by a player who always strives for perfection.
Well, they couldn't have planned that any better, and it's always why big players with big reputations get the big bucks. This is exactly the type of situation when teams need their stars to shine, and this fella looks bright, really bright.
The keeper just didn't deal with it. and his team has paid the price.
Well, it still had to be finished off, so well done to the goal scorer, but the keeper should have done a lot better. Oh, look, from experience, I can tell you that the first goal is always vital in any final. It can make such a psychological difference.
Chamberlain. It's Giroud. Debussy. It's Debussy. And the referee awards a free kick. Trouble looming, but he's able to cut it out. Wilshere. Rahimi. He's going on his own. The break is on. The ball played through the middle. Where's the defence? He makes his way towards the penalty area. And he's pretty grateful to get that clear. Mesut Özil. Here's Giroud. Oliver Torres. It's a decent hit. They were so nearly punished for their mistake. Here's Giroud. The ball's with Özil. It's clearly not what he was hoping for. Debussy. And the ball's out of play. Giroud. Great tackle inside the box. And he'll shoot here. Özil. And that brings to an end what was a pretty tense first half. Any thoughts on what the first 45 minutes of this final has thrown up?
Well, I just hope they've got a plan B, because the second half is going to need an injection of a few new ideas. They've been lacklustre and sluggish in that first half, and it needs much more.
Oh, it's a goal to remember forever! Porto now back in business.
I think he just thought about trying his luck from further out there, but why bother when you can worm your way through a defence like that? It's terrific play to get through and score.
They kick off with parity restored.
Yeah, we thought that this one would be close between two strong sides like this, and I think that just goes to prove it.
Giroud. Jackson Martinez. A chance for Porto. Jackson Martinez. He's not taking any risks there. Mesut Özil. Going forward. He plays it through. Cuts it out. Mesut Özil. He was caught there, and he's won himself a free kick. That was always likely to be the outcome. Yellow card. And he's made sure that's not getting through. Chamberlain. Debussy. Chamberlain, who we've just seen score that goal. Trying to keep it in the face of strong opposition pressure. And he's got quite a shot on him. And tucked in. So fiercely was that hit, it nearly removed the net from its rigging.
Yeah, I just thought he made great use of his upper body there. It would have taken something really special to keep that out.
They now lead by 1 goal. A robust challenge. Jackson Martinez is bearing down on goal.